That's a good question. Well, I've always been a Tales from the Crypt fan ever since I was a little kid. I grew up around movie studios and directors and producers all my life because my parents were involved in the motion picture industry as well as television and performing. So I kind of had no choice. I was always around it. One day I sat down, I think I was living in Fresno in 1991. And Tales from the Crypt had been on for quite a while. And I just sat down and banged out a story. And because of being around other people who wrote screenplays, I was kind of familiar with how to write one. So I wrote it all down and sent it in. They were looking at it. Everything was positive, looked like they were going to produce it. And then one of the rocket scientists over at HBO decided to cancel the show. So I said, well, yeah, shelve the script. So 24 years later, my wife was going through the drawer out here at Palm Springs and says, what's this? This is sick. And I told her that, what I was doing with it, and I wanted to shoot it back in, 1991. She says, well, why don't you do it now? And I says, well, great, but where are we going to get the money? So, which is a big thing. So I went online and put together a Kickstarter.com campaign, and through all my friends and family, we raised the money to shoot the film. Low budget, but hey, at least we had a budget. Casting the film was a lot of fun. I didn't want to go out of Palm Springs to do it, so I concentrated all on local talent right here in Coachella Valley. Basically, radio personalities. I wanted to get television personalities involved. My first choice was Patrick Evans, our meteorologist here. And the thing that kind of put a nix on that was Pat says, man, I'd love to do this film, but I hate sushi. So the script calls for a lot of sushi eating. So my next choice was going to be a friend of mine out in Los Angeles. But then I saw Ralph Squalacci. Ralph is a radio personality here at K-Palm and Afternoon Drive, and he fit the bill. This guy looked like Otto. And so I gave him the script. He said he'd love to do it. Kim Galvan is Ralph Squalacci's co-star. She plays his wife, Patricia. Ralph is a guy that's obsessed with sushi, can't get enough of it. She wants Italian. He convinces her to go out and try another sushi bar, a special sushi bar that he's heard about. So reluctantly she goes with him. The very talented Valerie Katz, who was a radio personality, is now at KLOS. She came on to play the next door neighbor, the wife of Bill, who was played by Sean Haggerty. And it just kind of fit. It just came together. I had them all over for a reading. They read the script down just great. So immediately cast them that way. The guy I never thought would want to do this film, Shinichi Yoshikawa, affectionately known as Chef Shin at Margarita's Mexican restaurant in Palm Springs, which also has a sushi bar. So one night, my wife and I went down to Margarita's for sushi. We just absolutely love Shin. He's just a great guy. And the conversation came around to, we want to shoot a movie, and we're looking for an Asian guy like yourself to play the owner of the restaurant, Mr. Yamato. And he immediately showed some interest. My wife says, well, why don't you play it? And he goes, oh, no. I don't know. Sounds interesting. And so one thing led to another. The next thing I know, he was at my house reading for the part, and I'm glad he did because he stole the show. Every star of a film needs co-stars and people around them, so I cast Stan Sawa, who played the head chef next to Mr. Yamato, Stan Foreman, who is my keyboard player in the Brad Mercer band. He came aboard. Tim Kramer, my guitar player in the band, plays a cab driver. David Williams, my drummer of the band, plays Dr. Graham. We just had a ball shooting this thing. I brought in my sister Sue Lynn, Susan Asaro, who played Nurse Shelby. And then, of course, the person who really stole the show was my mother, Betty. She played Granny at this seedy Granny's clinic.
What can I do for you?
I need to see the doctor.
Well, you'll have to take a seat like everyone else and wait your turn.
With all due respect, ma'am, I need to see the doctor now.
I said bourbon and water.
My mom's been in all of my films I've done. Well, all of them. I've done 2. But she's just great. Oh yeah, extras were easy to get for the film, basically because it was shot here and everybody wanted to be a part of this. I posted it on Facebook and Kickstarter, and they just emailed me all the time wanting to be a part of the film. So I just had them come down, and we used most of them. One person in particular I actually gave a speaking part to was Erin Bennett Dykstra, who is a good friend of mine, and Kim Galvan's, and her boyfriend Russell Finch was also in it too, so we put him in the film, and it was great. We just had a good time. I couldn't do this without Awesome Dude Video. Larry and Mike Pedersen, along with Gene Jenkins, I'll tell you what, those guys really made it happen for me. I needed a crew that understood my sick mind and would take it to the next level. So they came aboard, shot this thing. We had a great time on the set. There's a scene there at the beginning of the film where Otto is fixed on getting a seat at the sushi bar. He's got tunnel vision. And so we shot this scene of him close up approaching the bar in this dream sequence. The way we did it, we put him on a bicycle. We had 2 guys pushing him. The camera was affixed on the handlebars, and it was close in right on Ralph's face. Oh, we had a ball. It was so much fun. Yes, you are right. Lisa Lynn Morgan is in the film. Lisa's been a friend of mine since I came here to the Coachella Valley. She would write articles on my band, all the things that I were involved in as a radio personality, television, like Brad TV, she covered that. I liked her eyes. Her close-up on her eyes are incredible. So I asked her to be in the movie. She plays Donna Dunbar, an annoying girl who comes up and talks to Otto while he's trying to eat. She did a great job. We call her One Take Lisa. So, yeah, she came in, sat around for 2.5 hours. We shot her in 1.5 minutes. Bye, Lisa. What's that? You have a script for me to look at? Let me see it. All right, let's see. Looks interesting. Tell you what, I'll read it later, okay? Oh yes, the music was a huge part of this film. I reached out to a friend of mine, Scorpio, who has a band called Bat Lord. They're out of Germany. I saw Batlord out here in Anaheim at the House of Blues, and they blew me away. I mean, these guys are really good. Check them out at batlord.com. Anyway, I asked them to write a title track for the film, and I sent him a rough draft of the film, and he came back with a song called Pain a la carte. Was perfect for the film. And then my nephew, Mike Payne, scored the rest of the film. So it all comes together. You got to have good music to make a film happen. Yeah, I think that one of the key elements in a movie is your effects people. Linda Shapes did my special effects, made Otto up to make him look like he was turning into a piece of sushi. She was great. If you ever need anybody to do that kind of work, horror films, anything like that to make you up, Linda Shapes is the lady to do it. Yeah, after it was all done in the can, we then wanted to send it out to film festivals all over the country. And of course, I did. I sent it as many as I possibly could. We got into the La Jolla Film Festival and won an award for Best Short Film. So now I guess technically I'm award-winning director. Also, the AM/FM Fest right here in Cathedral City, Rich Hendrich called me up and said, man, I'd like to put your film in our film festival. And score! Got to see it on the big screen. It was so much fun to see that happen. Yeah, people approach me and ask me how they can see the film because they weren't able to see it at the film festival, or they ask me if they can buy it somewhere. And the best thing I could say to do is go to my website, sushianyonethemovie.com. You can download it to your computer, and you can also buy a DVD. I think it's, really reasonable. I think it's like $8 for the DVD. The answer to that is very possible. I'm working on, actually I'm looking at a couple of scripts now that the writers want me to direct. I'm speaking with Chip Miller. We're going to see what we can do with it. The first film I did was shot on a flip camera, believe it or not. Did all the editing, was even one of the key characters. It was directed by myself and my wife Connie. We got all the locals involved, even some celebrities in this movie. It was a spoof on CSI Miami called CSI Alm Springs. You won't believe this, that it was shot on a flip camera. Check it out when you get a chance. CSIalmsprings.com. All I can say, it was the most fun I've had ever.
I love your eyes. I think I'll keep 'em. Yeah. I wanna be, I wanna be your undertaker. I wanna be, I wanna be your undertaker. I wanna be, I wanna be your undertaker. Yeah, I wanna be, I wanna be your undertaker. Undertaker. I wanna be your undertaker. And I'll say it again. Undertaker. I wanna be your undertaker. All the things that you do. Undertaker. I wanna be your undertaker. Undertaker. I wanna be your undertaker. Undertaker. I wanna be your 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 undertaker.